Have you noticed when you go outside, you hear a lot more bird song these days? Well, it's spring, and everybody's out making their nests. I love birds. And today, on Nature Sparks, I'm going to teach you about one of my favorite birds, the chickadee. By the end of this Nature Spark, you'll know all about this adorable tiny bird so that maybe you can find one in your own backyard. Welcome to Nature Sparks. I really love birds and I love looking at them, and so I try and make plenty of reasons for them to stop by my yard. And the number one reason birds will stop by your yard is if you have feeders out. I have a lot of them. I have this hummingbird feeder right here. There are a lot of them. Let's go on a tour. So that was quite a few bird feeders, but still, I really want them to come visit. Another way to make sure that birds will come visit your yard is providing them a source of clean, fresh water. I provide them this delightful bird bath. And not only will they come and drink out of this delightful bird bath, but they will also take little bird baths in it, and it's hilarious. If you've never seen a tiny bird get into a bird bath and floof around and preen itself, you're missing out. So, feeders, bird baths, birds. Try that first. Let's learn about the chickadee. In North America, there are 7 different species of chickadee, but here in the Pacific Northwest, we have primarily 2. The black-capped chickadee, which can be identified by the black cap of feathers on the top of its head, a white cheek, a tiny beak and black chin, a beigeish chest and side belly, and then gray feathers on its wing area and back and tail with a white outline. The chestnut-backed chickadee is considerably more rare, but it looks a lot like the black-capped chickadee with a beautiful chestnut brown coat on its back and its sides under its wing. Chickadees get their name from their call, which sounds an awful lot like chickadee-dee-dee. They use this call to warn other chickadees that there might be a predator nearby, and it also lets other chickadees know when it's all clear and things are safe. In the spring, you'll hear the chickadee nesting song. Chickadees never stay at a feeder for very long. They like to grab their seed and run and open it on a branch or other place far away from the feeder. Unlike other birds that will just sit there and gorge themselves, the chickadee likes to make a fast getaway, and they'll also store food in places. They'll stash it away for another time. So, what do we put into all of these feeders? Well, chickadees are omnivores, which means that they eat both plants and meat, and in this case, meat is insects or invertebrates, meaning they don't have a vertebrae. That's for another Nature Spark. But mostly when you're thinking of plants and chickadees, you're thinking of seeds, which come from plants. So in my feeders, I like to put this fantastic birdseed. There is actually a picture of a chickadee on the front of it. Audubon birdseed filled with delicious things that chickadees enjoy. Another thing that chickadees really like is suet, and suet is fat mixed with peanut butter, nuts, fruits, seeds, and other things like that chickadees enjoy. They love sunflowers, but they also like berries and other treats. And I like to get a variety and see which ones my birds like the most. All of these are Audubon. Product placement, call me. And we put them into the feeder and they come and they eat it. And so suet is great for the winter months, especially when birds need a lot of fuel to keep themselves warm. And so in the cold months, all birds will eat lots of food, and then they'll sit and they'll fluff and rest. And they fluff out their feathers to create air pockets under their feathers, which keep them warm like a down jacket. Yeah, so that's how I like to spend my winter too. Eating, fluffing, and resting. That's the chickadee diet. Chickadees like to make their home in little holes, in trees or in a building, but a tiny little opening to a hole. And their favorite thing is to find a hole that another creature has made, like a woodpecker or a squirrel or another little bird. They poke their little heads in, and they look around, and they take out all of the stuff that the other animal left in there. Just clean it all out and replace it with their own stuff. And then they make their little nest. I am really hoping to have a chickadee family live outside my house, so I put up this. It's a little chickadee house. It's got a little hole. I even put some cedar shavings in there, so a little chickadee might think that another animal had made a home in there so that they could clean it all out and put their own stuff in there. But they're pretty cute. So the two parents of the nest of eggs will come and go, bringing food back, either for one another or for the babies. And it's really adorable. But their favorite place to nest is a snag. And a snag is a dead tree. Some of them don't have their tops anymore, but it's just a dead tree, usually full of holes, because ants and termites and other invertebrates will go in and dig holes in there and start breaking down the tree. And then woodpeckers will come and keep making that hole bigger as they're looking for insects. And then the chickadee or other bird will come and make home. So, holes in things. That's where the chickadee likes to live. Birds are pretty great. So as we move forward with more episodes of Nature Sparks, you can expect to see more episodes about little birds that you might find in your own backyard. But for today, head on outside and see if you can find a chickadee on a walk or in your own backyard. Thanks so much for tuning in to Nature Sparks. Take good care. We'll see you next time.